Hey guys, Dr. Uhrmacher here, coming to you live from Addicted to the Bean, and I am actually sitting inside. It's kind of comical that only a few videos ago I was taunting my northern friends because of the cold going on, and no sooner than I do that, it drops down into the 40s, and I think even upper 30s it was this morning. So yes, I've got my sleeves on, I'm inside, and it's supposed to get back into the 60s and 70s in the next day or two. So I'll continue my taunting soon, but it seems like that's how it happens. We are, I believe, in video 5. This is a series of videos, so if you are just joining us, you might be a little bit lost. So go over to doctorswealthsecrets.com and plug in your email. You'll get all the previous videos. I'll make sure you get all the new ones. Like I said, maybe 20, 30 long here, because I'm going through absolutely everything that I would be doing in practice, and I believe you should be doing as well to crush 2018. And today we are going to be getting into some Facebook ads. I know everyone's excited about it. This is one of those shiny objects. But if you didn't do the things I talked about in the other videos, trust me, I believe you're missing out. And especially from the retention and referral in video number 2 is going to be on the tail end of Facebook ads, all right? And so I'll walk through that and I'll explain it to you. I'm actually going to set up an ad with content. I'm going to talk about one type of ad because there's multiple. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the clicks version. So I'm going to go ahead right in here, set up the actual post, 2 different ways that I like to do, and set up an ad. Going to talk about targeting, going to talk about why as well. If you don't understand this, you may run an ad and have success, and then they always fatigue. Then what? What do you do next? So if you understand why the ad is done the way it is, it allows you to then see that fatigue, and it allows you to shift and adjust and understand it. I don't just want to say, hey, here's a great ad, run this ad, because they don't last forever, all right? I also, with my ads, you're going to notice, don't like an offer first ad, like the Groupon style. I don't mind new patient offers, but I don't like to lead with that. I think it draws the wrong type of patients. And here recently, I test out a lot of different people, and that was proved to me again that the offer up front is a shorter lived type of thing. I like the people that basically seek you out based off the information and the stuff that they see. They don't just come to you because you're offering a deal. And you'll see that with my videos. That's why I create 20, 30 videos of value for people, and then people seek me out from that. So let's start with 2 different types of content. Again, they're all going to be for clicks on this particular video here. All right, and that's going to be the clicks. So I'm going to go over to one of my posts that I have, and I'm going to click and copy the URL. I'm going to paste it in here, and you're going to see what comes up here. Now, sometimes it'll pop up like this, and they used to let you change all of this content. What it's doing, though, is it's pulling this content from the actual post. All right, so you need to think about that when you're doing a post is, how can I make it intriguing? Again, maybe you've heard of clickbait. You see it a lot on videos. It's a title that gets people to click on it. So I like it to be intriguing, but not clickbaity. All right, people want to see train wrecks for whatever reason it is, but it's also got to be related to them. So when I'm creating this, am I creating something with this style again, where you're doing a link? Is it something that gets their attention and gets them to click over there? But you also need to look at your end result. Is what I really want out of them. I, at some point, want them to take action. I don't want them to click over there and see it and be like, that's not what I want, and they click away. So have an intriguing headline, but you also want to attract the right person, right? So this one, this produces better pregnancy, labor, and delivery is the headline on this one. And it talks, again, it has some of this stuff that pulls right from this post. It pulls the first sections of it, however many characters they allow in there, I have no idea. But that's what it's pulling from there. And so you can do different things. Another good headline would be, does this produce better pregnancy, labor, and delivery, maybe outcomes, question mark. People like questions. Ooh, and if you're talking to the right person, do you think that would intrigue me? Probably not. Would it affect your maybe target for this, which we'll talk about when I actually run the ad in your targeting? Who exactly are you talking to? And most people don't know who they actually want to do. They just know, hey, who's chiropractic great for? It's great for everyone from the 1 minute old on till death. And that is the truth. But if you try and do that in your marketing, you will get very dismal results. You will be disappointed, and you will tell me that Facebook ads do not work. So keep your really niche target in mind. We're talking to pregnant women or women that are trying to get pregnant, right? That's who you're talking to. Now, that's a little bit tough with targeting. Again, we'll talk about that, but keep that in mind. So here's what I do with this. I will post a link in there, and I don't really like the look of this. Now, that could be because of the size of the image that it pulls. Again, it's pulling that from here. So we're going to do a couple of things, show you basically how to troubleshoot through this, because sometimes it'll show up like this now, but when I click publish, it will change and it'll take up. I like it when, let me get my pen. Okay, I like it when the image shows up in this full area like this. That is what you want, because that image stops people in their tracks. They're scrolling through their newsfeed, doing one of these things. You need to get them to stop in their tracks. So what can you do to get them to stop? That's really the purpose of the image. And again, it's one of those things, you don't want to make it unrelated to your post, because you'll pay for clicks. Facebook is here to make money off of your clicks. So you want to make sure it's an image that's relevant to them. So I'm going to grab some stuff here before I do it. And I'm just going to go through this post, and you know what, I'll probably even just start with this. I get rid of the link because then if they click anywhere on it, it's going to show it. And I might even go with the this produce better pregnancy labor and delivery outcomes, question mark. Sometimes I go with a lot of text. Again, what you're going to find out when you're running these ads, no one wants to hear this, is that when you do this and you run an ad, even if you have a really good idea to us, you're buying data. You're going to do this and you're going to find out how it does. If you expect to just know every single one and run it and get a home run, again, you're setting yourself up for failure. So I know about this market, but getting all the results that I want in one try doesn't always happen. So I do a couple of different things. People have different opinions. Long text, I'm going to talk about in the next one. This one's clicking over here. And so what I'm going to do, because, all right, before I grab that, what do you want this person to do? When you're running an ad, when you're putting a post, what do you want them to do? In this particular one, I want them to click on it so they end up over here at the post, because then I can offer up a different style of call to action, right? What I want them to do then is click over here. I want them to actually read through it. Oh yeah, okay, makes sense. Oh, that's good. And what do I have? Call to action at the bottom. This is now a more informed person in regards to pregnancy and chiropractic care. That's the purpose of this. Get an intriguing image, see a little bit of text here that gets them to click over there and read through this. Now, how many people actually take action on that first try and comes down and clicks? A lot of people click on it. Filling out their information is a different story. All right, so don't think that if you get 100 clicks, you're going to get 50 people that do that. That's probably not realistic, right? It's part of this relationship. When you're talking about this, if this is something new for a woman, has never heard that chiropractic can benefit this, they're probably thinking, what the crap are you talking about, right? So now you have to get the click, then you have to get into relationship, and that's more in retargeting, which I will talk about in a different one. To me, that's the follow-up process. That's the relationship and getting them to say, okay, I'm going to give this a little bit of shot. I like what I'm seeing here. This article is researched. It's coming from not a chiropractic thing. So, all right, I'm going to take some action. So again, taking you through the thought process. I forgot where I was at. Okay, so what I did is I just came into it and I copy and pasted some of these things. Now, when you are doing this as well, you can't say certain things and get your ads approved. So I grabbed a couple of things out of these results, and I'll talk to you too. So it's saying, hey, does this produce this? Results from a 2012 study demonstrated the effectiveness of this. Number one, decrease in labor duration, 11 few hours, and it goes through and gives, oh, who doesn't want that? Because no one's really thinking, hey, I love labor, right? So it's giving them a couple of the things in there, but it's not talking about what it is, right? That's what I would put in here to give the results from this. And then I'm probably going to go ahead with and just click on publish, and I'm going to see what it does to this image in here. If I don't like it, I'll show you what we can do then too. So I'm going to click on publish, because this is a post to the actual Facebook page, and then I'm going to run it as clicks to a post. Okay, so did the post. It does take it to a large image, which is cool, but to me it's a terrible image. All right, so it is not something that's going to get people to stop. You know what, it might. It's a little bit vague. It's got a diagonal line. People stop on diagonal lines. It's got this, and they're not really sure what it is. It's worth testing. I actually do kind of like it, because people are going to stop and they're going to think, what is that thing? So that might be a decent one. I will give you a spot that you can go to. It's called Pixabay, pixabay.com. Put in here, if I were to change and test this, I would probably put in pregnant woman. And these are free to download. You're going to see if you click on these different ones. Pregnant woman. Now, here, these three. Pan. This one, this one, this one. Those are all really good ones. This one's a really good one. And here's what you do. Just click on it. And you can see here, right over here. Free for commercial use, no attribution required. Click on free download, click on the, I like to get a nice high resolution image, so I go for the bigger ones, click download, right? That's simple. And then you can come back over here, and I'm just going to do the same post again. Okay, so basically what I did here is I just came in, grabbed this information, plugged it into another one, and downloaded this image as well for this. And you can come over here, click on the little button, and this one is pregnant. Okay, and it brought up that second image. Now what you can do, you're seeing down here at the bottom that you've got 2 images now. And you can split, again, this is just one way. I like to test one image at a time. I'm very linear, and I like to see the results from it coming through there. So you come down here, and I click on the number 1, and it gets rid of it. And you can see, again, it brings it back to this size. But if I go ahead and publish that now, then we'll see what it does. And because it's a large enough image, it will more than likely come up with the right one. Let's see. Okay, and there it is. You can see that. That's another one, again, that if it's a pregnant woman, probably going to catch their attention. Trying to get pregnant, probably going to get their attention, and going to get them to click on it. And then, again, when you run that ad, they click on it, it takes them over to the actual post. They can get a little bit of education and think about taking your call to action. Here's the other thing. If you don't like any of this stuff, people are a little bit worried about making a post, come up here in the post, get my pen each time, right there, click on that bad boy, and you can edit the post, you can delete the post. So don't be afraid to put something up and change it or delete it completely, right? Not a big deal. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to leave my other one up there on this one. Just wanted to show you how that was done from that. All right, so now I'm going to bring up my ads manager and I'm going to show you how I would start out the testing process as far as running this. Okay, so in ads manager now, I'm going to come down here and I am going to choose traffic as the objective that I'm looking for. Okay, again, personal preference is what I've had good results with. I'll talk about video views later. So traffic, click on that. It's going to bring this up as far as campaign name. I'm not going to get into this. I am very linear. My campaign, I only have one campaign for this, one ad set, and one ad. All right, so let's say pregnancy traffic. I'm going to click on continue, and it's going to come here. It's going to ask you to add, name your ad set again. I don't worry about it in that because it's just very linear for me on a local scale. That's just the way I do it. Take it or leave it, I guess, right? All right, so in here then, you can choose, and I'm not going to put it in here, to include. Put in your office address in there, and then you choose the radius from your office that you want. I'm just going to put in the address where I'm at now. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so I just put in the coffee shop address in here. I just copied it and pasted it. I'm going to click on search. It's going to bring it down to this area. All right. Then from here, you really have to determine where you want to go. Now, I'm on a southern tip of an island. So my radius, I lose a lot of people coming this way. All right. I'm not going to get a lot of dolphins and manatees to come in here. So you really have to take that into consideration. You can also do by zip code. If I click off of that, you can do 33715, and it's going to bring that up. So you can do it by zip codes as well then. That's going to get the islands. Now I would start choosing some of these others in southern St. Petersburg to target as well. All right, so ways you can do it, but I want to go back to the address because for most, and again, with these zip codes, you put in multiple zip codes and target those. So if I click on this, come back in here, you can change your radius to a realistic radius. And this is the most ridiculous thing I hear from people. Oh, people travel from 2 hours away. People travel from Germany to see me. Well, then are you really in your marketing going to target Germany? I think not, because the vast majority of people are not going to travel that far. The vast majority of the people that are going to come see you are probably 5 to 7 miles away. That's the realistic. So put in one of those and go with it. We're not going to play on the fringe right now. So if we were in a typical area, if I wasn't on a barrier island, I would target something along those lines. If you're on the edge of an area, if you're on the coast, then maybe you look at doing zip codes and targeting so that you were in, you kind of know your own radius. But let's say that you were to target zip codes so that it falls into this category. People that are generally within 10, 15, 20-minute drive. Again, don't give me your fringe people. I know people will travel. So I'm going to go within 7 miles. Now, when I'm talking about pregnant women, who am I really talking about? For starters, let's hit on gender. We're going to go women. You're going to see your audience stuff change over here as far as clicks, your daily reach. That's based off the ad spend, which is down here. $40 is what it automatically set it to. Again, who is the pregnant woman, and who is the pregnant woman that is most likely to come in and spend money with you? All right, you have to take those things into consideration. So let's say in this category, I'm probably going to go in the range of 27, 28 years old, and I'm going to come down. Maybe you've got, again, this is one of those tough things that you kind of start testing and you see your results. It's changing a little bit, but let's say to 37. Let's just go a 10-year range right at the second. Now, these are the people that are most likely to be in the pregnant range and have money to spend with you or willing to spend money with you. Now, there's another targeting that I'll just mention briefly that you can think about after you get this part dialed in, and that is going after the mom's mom. Hit the grandmas, because they have such an ear for these women that they say, hey, Lori, did you check this out? And they'll share it with them, and they'll share it. So, but that's a different targeting group that you have to test separately, and maybe that's the 50 to 65-year-olds women that you're going to test that with. Completely different. That's generally where I will start. I don't get too much into detailed targeting. In a local market, it usually really cuts your numbers on that. So there can be some cool detailed marketing or targeting strategies, because Facebook knows a lot about us, but I usually stick with that. For your placements, if you're going to clicks, again, on a local scale, if you get into some Facebook ads course, they're going to tell you to separate out a lot of things. In local, I found it better to not separate out too many things, but you can come in here, you can click on edit placements, and you're going to see it's going to send them everywhere. I still love Facebook feeds, so you can test them separately, but man, when you're trying to get some data right up front, a lot of times I will get rid of audience network. Instagram's a great place for pregnant women, and you can choose if you want any right column, if you want instant articles, but I definitely go with Facebook feeds, Instagram feed, and now Messenger Home in those, and you can see what those look like. So those would be the three. So let's even get rid of instant articles and right column. Those are going to be your three biggie, and really Facebook feeds is where it's going to be most likely. Coming down here, testing your budget, you can put whatever you want. Here's something new that they've done here too that you can test out, is going to landing pages. I do not have any data on this at this point, but you can read on it and decide what you want to do there. I leave it at automatic bidding. Click continue. Oh, let me go back to budget. I generally start at like $7 to $10 a day. I don't start at $40 a day, because Facebook's going to spend it for you. Right? You kind of want to throttle this and see what type of data you're getting through there. That depends on your budget. Click on continue. All right, this is going to give you the spot. If you have multiple Facebook pages, this is where you're going to choose which page you're going to advertise on. Click on existing post, and this is going to show you what it's going to look like. It usually selects your most current post. If that's not what you want, click on this select a page post, and it's going to drop it down, and you can scroll through them to see what you got. So I'm going to go on this first one. Again, from there, URL parameters is how you can track it over to your website as far as where the traffic's coming from. I usually just put ad equals and pregnancy, because that's what this one is going to, and you can see how it's going to look in the different options as far as featured phone, desktop newsfeed, Instagram. Okay, so that's not going to show up on there based on the size, evidently. So there you go. And Messenger Home. I'm not going to sweat that, because I don't want to mess with image sizes and everything else. You can sort that out. And then you're going to come down and just click on confirm. Right? It's really that simple, but the biggest thing that people will overlook is who they are actually, what do you want that person to do? I wanted that person to be intrigued, and I wanted them to click over to the website so that they could see more information on there. Then, who do I really want to target? Two big factors. What do I want them to do on the ad, and who do I really want to target in a somewhat narrow niche? All right, try not to be everything to everyone and get through there. So that's in a nutshell. That went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I really want you to understand how that works. Again, if you're just joining us, go over to doctorswellsecrets.com, drop in your email, get caught up on these, because what you learn from those other ones plays into this, and especially when we talk about retargeting and relationship and follow up, getting people to take action, because at the end of the day, this can all be vanity numbers. You want people in your office, right? You want those calls, you want those schedules. And so up to this point, you don't have any of that. It's all just an opinion and it's all vanity numbers. So get caught up on that. In some of the next videos, I'm going to talk about, I didn't talk about the other one. I'll talk about full text type of ad. It'll be the same targeting, so it won't take as long. I'll just stick with pregnancy on this one. How's that sound? So that way we don't have to go through all this part again. But I will talk about the full text type of ad. I'll talk about a video ad. I will talk about a lead form ad. They're not necessarily my favorite in local marketing again, but then I'm going to talk about retargeting, which I really absolutely love, because that's where you can build your authority and build your relationships with them by creating value and showing people you actually know what you're talking about and other people like you. So get caught up, head over there, and make sure you hit any comments that you got. Hit me up with questions, and we'll keep moving forward.